Hey, what's going on YouTube? And welcome to another vlog. As you can see, I'm a little dressed up. That's because I do work. I do have a job, so I'm just leaving work now. Yeah, and in this vlog, I'm pretty much gonna be talking about my life. For those of you that don't know, I did serve 8 years in the Army, as you can tell probably by the title of this video. But yeah, I served 8 years in the Army. I work in DC, these people out here are funny. But no, I served 8 years in the Army, and in this vlog, I'm pretty much gonna be talking about my life in terms of how I got into the military, how I eventually got out until where I am now. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a long video. So just strap up and let's get to getting, all right? Oh yeah, before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Turn your notifications on. I know I've been hit or miss lately, but I have more videos coming. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up button, and let's get into it. All right, so let's start the story off here. It was summer of 2008, and I was going into my senior year of high school. I went to the school called Elkton High School, and at this school I played football and basketball. So my parents sat me down over the summer and asked me pretty much what I wanted to do with my life. And naturally, I told them, I wanted to go to school to play football or try to walk on somewhere. But being as though I didn't get any scholarship offers, my parents pretty much told me they were supportive of my dreams, but they pretty much told me that I was going to have to find my own way to go to school. Like if I didn't catch a scholarship or something, they were unable to pay for me to go to school. So pretty much I had to find my own way to get to college. So the school year come, and about a month into our first semester, I can't get the thought of not going to college out of my mind. And the fact that I had to make my own way didn't make it any easier. So I go to lunch this Monday, and I remember sitting down and talking to my boy about it. And I noticed at lunch that day that there was a guy over there dressed in his uniform, handing out book bags and t-shirts. At this time, I hadn't thought about any type of military or nothing like that. But like any regular person, I walked up to the table to get me a t-shirt and a book bag. And the recruiter takes one look at me and says, "Hey, you ever thought about joining the military?" He said, "You look like you'll be a good fit for the Army." Of course, I told him no. I never thought about anything. Military's not really for me. So he, keep on talking to me and hands me a book bag and a t-shirt, giving me his phone card, and tells me, if I had any questions or anything, give him a call. So now it's Tuesday. I go back to school to go through a regular day, and it's lunchtime, so I go to lunch, and the same guy that was there the day before came back on this Tuesday. He came back to talk to me and my boy about joining the military. So at this time I'm thinking, I don't know what this guy's doing, but I'm just gonna hear him out and hear what he gotta say. So he's telling me and my boy about all the benefits and everything of the military, life, health insurance, what have you. And I'm not really thinking about none of that stuff. I'm 17 years old. So I was kind of brushing them off, not really paying too much attention, but acting like I was paying attention. Y'all know what I mean. So this guy was persistent. He kept coming back every day that week, and this Friday comes. He told me and my boy Thursday that on Friday he was gonna come back and holler at us again. So we're like, cool. So now that it's Friday, we go to school, go through our normal routine. It's lunchtime, and lo and behold, guess who showed up? By this time, he kind of got my interest a little bit, talking about the cool stuff, but he really hadn't, put me on like that. So then he's, talking to us, what have you. And I just remember him saying, the military will also pay for your college. I'm like, what? They pay for my college? He was like, yeah, they'll pay for your college and also pay you to stay in school. So now by this time, he had my interest 100%, you know. He had my full attention, because I remember the conversation I had with my mom telling me, you know, I had pretty much had to find my own way to school. They couldn't pay for me to go to college. So he gets me all excited about, you know, joining the military, what have you. And I decided to go ahead and try to go on through with it. So I go home and tell my parents, hey, you know, I talked to a recruiter today at school. I'm thinking about joining the Army. My mom really, like, kind of, you know, blew it off. Both my parents just kind of, you know, blew it off a little bit. At that point, you know, they wasn't really taking me serious, but I was dead serious. So about 2 weeks go by, and I'm still talking to the recruiter. He takes me to the office to take a PT test, do all the paperwork so that I can start the process of joining the military. So we get down to a critical part of it, my age and, you know, date of birth, social security, and all that good stuff. And I told him, you know, I'm 17. So when I told him that, it kind of stopped the progress for a second, because of the fact that I was underage. So in order for me to join, I would have had to get my parents to sign to say that they consent for me to join the military at the age of 17. So the recruiter was like, pretty much, that's the only hiccup that we have. And I was like, all right, well, I just call them up and see what they want to do. So I called my mom and tell her, you know, what's going on. And she was a little upset, but she was like, just have the recruiter come by the house. My pop was really cool about it, though. He was like, you know, hey, whatever you want to do, son, we'll support you. Those of y'all that know my family, my pop is a laid back one. My mom at the time was like the one that you had to get by. I mean, you really had to get by. If my mom would have said nah, I probably wouldn't have never joined the military, to be honest. All right, so the recruiter comes to the house and talks to my parents, and I don't know, by some act of God, I'm telling you, he wins over my mom, and they both go ahead and sign for me to join the Army. So at this point, we pretty much finishing up, writing up all our paperwork and filling out everything I needed to fill out to make sure I was good when I joined. So December 19th finally comes, and this is the day that actually changed my life, that started the process of changing my life. This is the day that I went to MEPS. For those of y'all that might not know, MEPS is a place where you go to swear into the military, to take your oath, you know, sign your contract, do whatever you need to do so that you can get into the military, any branch of service. For me, my MEPS was at Fort Dix, New Jersey. So the recruiter drove me all the way up there to New Jersey, and on the 19th, December 19th of 2008, I was 17 years old at the time, and I go ahead and stay overnight in New Jersey, and I swore into the Army on December 20th of 2008. So that started my career in the military. All right, so now some time, you know, goes by, what have you, and, you know, some years go by, and everything's good. I mean, I'm making rank, I'm making money, I'm meeting people, traveling. It was all good. January 2013 comes, and there's word and orders that come down from the higher ups saying that my unit is getting deployed. So they tell me to call up everybody I needed to call my parents, call the lady I was dealing with at the time. I called them all up just to tell them, hey, this is what's going on. My parents prayed for me, you know, and the lady said that she was, you know, she was gonna support me while I was gone. Some time go by, and we're training for our deployment. It's August, and I'm on my way overseas. Everything was good, you know, I'm overseas, I'm serving my country, I'm happy with my unit, I'm good. But then October 23rd comes. Now, mind you, this was August to October. October 23rd comes, and that was the day that actually changed my life. That was the day I got injured overseas. My deployment was over. The colonel at the time told me to pack my bags because I was going home, and told me to go tell my unit and my command what was going on with me. So they shipped me to Germany. I stayed in Germany for a little while I was getting myself evaluated, and they decided to ship me back to the States because of my injuries. So I called my parents, and I called the lady I was dealing with at the time to tell them, hey, I'm coming home. They said, what, why, of course, and I had to explain to them what was going on. They said, okay, I'll see you when you get here. When are you coming in? I told them, I don't know, but as soon as I know something, I'll let you guys know. So I get back to the States, and they shipped me to this place called Walter Reed National Military Medical Center.
That's a mouthful. National.
Whatever, man. They sent me to Walter Reed in Bethesda, Maryland. Phenomenal. I mean, just awesome, flat out great hospital, great personnel, great staff. Great people to be around. Good treatment. They were able to get me together, put me through a lot of training, a lot of physical therapy, a lot of stuff, just to try to get me back on the right track. Some years go by. Now, this was 2013 when I got to Walter Reed, and now it's 2016. So you can imagine I had been at Walter Reed almost 3 years dealing with my injury. I'm dealing with everything, and it come down that I'm unable to stay in the military. This whole time I'm thinking I'm allowed to stay in, I guess I wasn't, due to the nature of my injury. So at this point, I had a son, I had a child, and I'm thinking, all right, I have mouths to feed. I can't not be working, have responsibilities. So my occupational therapist put me on to this internship. Now before this, I had heard a lot about them, but I never really took one seriously because of the fact that I was waiting to get back into the military, to go back into the fight, as we say. But now that I understood I wasn't able to stay in, I knew I had to do something. So I go to the internship, and my whole mindset was, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to kill it because I have responsibilities and I need a job, point blank period. The struggle's real. I need a job out here because I can't not provide for my son, So that's what I did. I busted my tail, and they decided to keep me on as a full-time employee. And I'm truly grateful and thankful for that opportunity to be working where I work, doing what I do. As you can tell, I'm still there as of today, almost 2 years later now. I'm still working with it. By the grace of God, I'm telling you, it's mind-boggling and humbling to see how far God has brought me from start to finish. I don't mean start to finish, I mean just from where I started to where I am now, because I know that he ain't through with me yet. I'm a work in progress, and I'm not ashamed to say it, Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much my life from where I started to where I am now. I'm still out here grinding, out here pushing. But I just want to encourage somebody to tell you, I know it may seem like all things are going crazy around you, and you can't tell which way is up, but just keep grinding and keep pushing. Don't quit, don't give up. It's easy to throw in the towel, it's easy to quit. But when you grind, there's a sense of fulfillment because you done put in the work, the blood, sweat, and tears. So that you done worked for what you have. Alright, so I think this is gonna do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, it's your boy, the official Tuck Senior. I'm signing out. Y'all be blessed, keep the faith, and remember, keep grinding. Alright.